The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Mr. Tesfaye further Eritrea statement at Global Climate Change Conference. Desert locust swarm infestation put under control in Eritrea subzone. U.S. blocks UN Security Council demand for humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. And U.S., Japan, South Korea set up an effort to counter North Korea's cyber threats. On our local news, Mr. Tesfaye Ghebreselassie, Minister of Land, Water and Environment, delivered a statement on Eritrean government's position on tackling and reversing climate change at the United Nations 28th Global Climate Change Conference that is being convened in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. In his remark, Mr. Tesfaye underlined the significance of the conference and said that science has ominously predicted the perilous consequences of human-induced global warming that could pose an existential threat in the absence of robust remedial measures. He further noted that extreme weather events such as those caused immense harm to the lives and livelihoods of millions of people during this outgoing year in many parts of the globe should not be taken lightly. Mr. Tesfaye also noted that although Eritrea's emissions are negligible and inconsequential by all standards, Eritrea is one of the African countries south of Saharan region where desert encroachment is rampant and among most impacted by the global warming and climate alteration. In facing this formidable challenge, Mr. Tesfaye said that Eritrea has been engaged in finding nature-based solutions, primarily through ecosystem restoration activities that help enhance climate resilience and adaptive capacity of our community. Noting that tackling modern energy poverty, which continues to be among the crucial barriers to Eritrean developmental effort, Mr. Tesfaye stated that undertaking will require big investment to replace old and inefficient thermal power plants that need to be retired, build new ones, and install expansive renewable energy facilities. In this regard, Eritrea is highly appreciative of all development partners who extend their support in capacity building, the transfer of technology, and favorable terms of financing needs for the success of our effort to develop and adapt to climate change, Mr. Tesfaye remarked. He further underscored Eritrea's belief that the policies of developed countries' parties, usually guided as they are by narrow national interests and considered about the legitimate concerns, developmental challenge, and priority to the developing world. To break the impasses of this fight, Mr. Tesfaye stated that Eritrea joins its voice with the parties who strongly urge the developed countries' parties to take its issue to the global climate change seriously and observe their moral responsibility as per the basic tenets of the Convention and Paris Agreement. The desert local infestation that appeared in the administrative area Eritrea subzone south of the Red Sea region has been put under control. The hopper infestation that was stretched over 25 hectares of land in Sebdata and Midra areas were put under control thanks to the coordinated efforts conducted on 2nd and 3rd December by experts of the Ministry of Agriculture and local communities. In related news, the Service Control Branch in the Southern Red Sea region organized a workshop to farmers and government employees in southern Donkalia subzone on management and application of pesticides. Speaking to Arena, the head of the branch, Mr. Samuel Asmelash, stated that the workshop aimed at raising awareness of farmers on application and cause of unauthorized pesticides as well as prevention of cross-border plant diseases. Mr. Samuel further called for enhanced role of the nationals and ensuring the safety of food, animal products, and others. The National Union of Eritrean Women, in collaboration with partners, organized literature competition under the theme Invest on Women for Better Future. The competition conducted yesterday, 8th December, focused on activities being conducted with the view of empowering women and ensuring their equality. at the event in which Mr. Atisfa Mikael, president of the new, and as well as number of government officials and representative of our various UN institutions attended. Mr. Knight Mahari, head of the Socioeconomic Services at the United States, said the objective of the competition was to reflect the journey towards full emancipation of the Eritrean woman. Mr. Knight also stated that competition 26 articles were presented in Tigrinya and English. UN Resident Coordinator in Eritrea, Ms. Ainas C. Chuma, UNFPA representative in Eritrea, Ms. Keita Ohashi, on their part, affirming that Eritrea has registered encouraging achievement in ensuring gender equality and participation of women, and expressed their firm conviction that the competition will play a significant role in success of the effort being exerted in eradication of harmful practices. The viewers will be back with the international news shortly. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. The United States on Friday voted a proposed United Nations Security Council demand for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas in Gaza, diplomatically isolating Washington as it shields its ally. 13 other members voted in favor of a brief draft resolution put forward by the United Arab Emirates, while Britain abstained. The vote came after the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres made a rare move on Wednesday to formally warn a 15-member council of the global threat from the 2-month-long war. The United States and Israel opposed a ceasefire because they believe it would only benefit Hamas. Washington instead supported pause in fighting to protect civilians and allowed the release of the hostages taken by the Hamas in a deadly October 7th attack on Israel. Deputy U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Robert Wood, told the Council that the draft resolution was a rushed, imbalanced text that was divorced from reality and that would not move a need forward on the ground in any concrete way. On our last news, the United States, South Korea, and Japan have agreed on new effort to respond to the North Korea's threats in cyberspace, according to the national security advisors from 3 countries meeting in Seoul. The allies launched a new trilateral initiatives to counter the threat posed by Democratic People's Republic of Korea, from its cybercrime and cyber cryptocurrency money laundering to its reckless space and ballistic missile tests, White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told reporters on Saturday, referring to the North Korea by its official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Civilian said on meeting, followed by a commitment made at a trilateral summit hosted by President Joe Biden in August, where leaders pledged to deepen security and economic cooperation. At the time, the 3 countries expressed a deep concern over what they described as North Korea's malicious cyber activities in support of its banned weapons programs. Cryptocurrency funds stole by North Korean hackers have been a key source of funding for the country's weapons program, according to the United Nations, with such theft reaching a record last year. Pyongyang has denied allegations and hacking for other cyber attacks. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Mr. Tesfaye further Eritrea statement at a global climate change conference. Desert locust swarm infestation put under control in Eritrea, South Sudan. U.S. blocks UN Security Council demand for humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. And U.S., Japan, South Korea set up an effort to counter North Korea's cyber threats. That is all of our local and international news. Dear viewers, thanks for watching and have a good night.